allowed and continue to be. As a Palestinian, enduring the brutal realities of Gaza, I stand before you with a burning rage and a relentless demand for liberation and freedom. Our existence is marred by the suffocating grip of the Israeli aggression. And the agonies we face are the direct result of decades of violent subjugation. This is not just about peace. It's about justice. It's about our freedom. And it's about reclaiming our stolen dignity and our land. We have witnessed the destruction of our homes, the obliteration of our community, and the relentless assaults daily on our very existence. Our women, children, are the daily targets by the Israeli military. The bombing of schools, universities, mosques, churches that are refuge to our civilians and citizens are being burned alive and die under the rubble. Thousands have been taken hostages by the Israeli military. We are burying our dead in mass graves, and the occupation is digging up our dead. They are committing daily genocide, ethnic cleansing against our people in Gaza and West Bank and East Jerusalem. But let me say this, we will not leave. We are resilient. This is our land, and there is no power that can force us out of our land. We will resist to the end, to end this ugly Israeli military occupation. And just as the survivors of Hiroshima bear witness to unspeakable horrors, we too, unfortunately, bear the scars of this relentless Israeli campaign to erase us. Our families are shattered. Our children grown up amid the rubble. And our voices are drowned out by the roar of this Israeli military might. In light of this, we express our own profound disappointment and frustration that the city of Hiroshima, a symbol of peace, has chosen to be hijacked by the oppressors and their supporters while excluding the victims. It is also not acceptable to invite the Israeli ambassador, where his children are very proud on Facebook and social media that they have served in Gaza. He should not be invited to any ceremony in Japan because his children have committed genocide and ethnic cleansing in Gaza. Again, I'd like to commend the governor, the mayor of Nagasaki for standing up for their values and principle of peace and justice for all. This world cannot remain indifferent to the systematic oppression of the Palestinian people. We demand the end of Israeli military occupation. We demand the right to return to our ancestral lands. And we demand the recognition of our fundamental human rights. This is not a plea for charity. This is not a plea for sympathy. This is a demand for justice, for the world to uphold the principles it so often preaches but rarely practices. It's time to enforce the rule of law. It's time to enforce the international law on this rogue state of Israel. The invitation that is extended to those who perpetuated our suffering and the absence of our voices undermines the very principle of justice that Hiroshima stands for. We call on the city, Hiroshima city, to take an honest stand with the oppressed, to honor its commitment to peace by recognizing and including the perspectives of the oppressed, and excluding of the oppressor. It is shocking that U.S. senators and Israeli ministers calling to drop a nuclear bomb on Gaza and their representatives are invited to Hiroshima. We should not make this holy ceremony for hypocrites that have history of genocide, that have history of ethnic cleansing, that are committing war crimes. We should not allow them to be part of this ceremony. I call on all Japanese people. I call on all the free people of this world. Stand up with us. Keep raising your voices with ours. Demand an end to Israeli occupation. Demand the justice and freedom for Palestine. Together, we can forge a path to a true liberation, to a true peace that is not a distant dream, but a lived reality for all. We Palestinians are resilient to the end, but we need our friends to stand by us. Stand by us. Make your voice loud. Demand an end to this occupation. Your standing with us is a lifeline to the women and children and men that are still under the rubble, alive, and also for the people that are in the hospital. The people are on tents. Your voices gives us the line of hope. Give us the line of people standing up against the oppressors. Keep standing with us. Thank you very much, Japan. Keep standing with us. Your voices is the hope for our liberation. Your voices is the hope for ending Israeli military occupation and against the oppressors and whoever helps them. Anyone who helps Israel, anyone that stands with Israel, is a complicit in the genocide and ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians. Many people may not think that the Japanese government does not support Palestine. But may I say this, that the Japanese government and its people continues on supporting the Palestinian right for independence. And I call on the Japanese government. It's time to recognize the Palestinian state. It's time to protect the Palestinians on the land. It's time to stand with Palestine. I have watched you since October. Every day, you on the streets, chanting and calling for a ceasefire to stop the war. There is no words I can thank you. There is no words that the Palestinians can thank you. We are very grateful for all and every person for your unlimited support. Keep your voices loud. Stand by Palestine. Long live Palestine. Chant after me. Long live Palestine.
Long live Palestine!
ありがとうございます。